Leonard, my best friend, played 8 years in the NFL. Despite being short, not being naturally fast, being undrafted, he figured out how to make his movement millions of dollars. And even though most of my content is geared toward longevity, we feel a certain duty to give back to the kids that we once were. I'm gonna do that for knees today. This is our first time together. This is our first of 100 videos into the future where we are speaking to the younger version of ourselves. We're speaking to parents and kids who are out there. Leonard's gonna do his best to give you his starting drills right now for movement, and I'll do my best to give you my starting drills right now for knees. 12-year-old me, I got no future in sports. My movement is terrible, or so I thought.
Okay.
Leonard actually made me so much better at movement than I thought I could be. What is drill number 1 for that 12-year-old me?
I would say get into a proper stance.
All right, how's that?
Right, so here we're gonna go. First of all, I want you to stand up.
Okay.
I want you to take your feet, all right, shoulder width apart.
Okay.
And I want you to imagine a hula hoop around you.
All right.
All right. So you're gonna be within the circumference of that hula hoop.
Okay.
With everything that we do. All right. So now I want you to get in an athletic stance. So bring your knees.
Yep.
All right. Now what we're gonna do is angle your knees in.
Yep.
Putting pressure on the balls of your feet.
Good.
All right.
Let's get that from a side angle now, Drew. So just get this from a side angle.
This is the most important part of your stance, is the knee angle. All right. Slightly bent in. You can even spread your legs just a little bit more if you're taller. All right. And this is a good athletic stance.
That feels good.
All right. You see his back and his chest. All right. Now we're going to hang our hands down. All right. So if you're a basketball player, I know they teach you out here.
Yep.
All right. If you're a football player, we're going to teach you right here. So based off of the sport that you play, your hands will be, in that position geared towards the sport.
But this is what matters. The hands will come naturally based on your sport. I'm telling you, when I played growing up, and I see this now when I study other players, it's here.
It's wide.
It's amazing. Think about this. If you think basketball players have it all figured out,
Yeah.
but then realize he made millions of dollars for staying in front of people. So it'd be easy to think, okay, he doesn't know other sports because it's football. I promise you, this stuff has been a cheat code for me.
That's
and
what
if
I
you
tell
think
people.
this is not a basketball stance, this is Michael Jordan's stance. I have an MJ rule in my mind now that I think of Leonard. I'm already burning right now because I'm working on this stance. This stance has me ready to go. Every time I work on this, I get a little bit more like MJ. Every time I play like this, get a little bit less like MJ. So MJ, 6'6", was basically the most NFL defensive back stance in NBA history. All right,
Just
I'm feeling
being
good.
just being in this position is a workout. You have to master this position.
How long do you think? So step number 1, master your stance.
Yes, sir.
I even think this would have been a game changer for my knees because I was always told no knees over toes. Come to find out, Michael Jordan, Leonard Johnson are playing knees over toes.
Yeah.
This is actually isometric training where you're holding a position, you're not even moving. This is well proven to help you build your knees.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So this would have actually made my knees so much better. How long do you think? I'm already burning. What do you think? A minute? What do you think?
I say a minute.
All right.
I say a minute.
That's your job number 1. Be able to
say a
hold
minute.
that stance a minute.
Yeah, and then just work your way up to a minute. But the most important thing is having the correct form.
Okay.
All right.
Now, why this stance? Why not here? Why not heels?
So the goal is to limit movement. All right, unwasted, unwanted movement. So if you're here, get your.
Now I'm going to show him from here.
Okay. So in this stance here, if I'm asking Ben to move lateral to his left, all right.
Yeah.
There you go.
If I lift the foot,
If he lifts his foot, boom. There you go. Now, there you go. All right. Now let's show him what an improper stance look like.
I was taught you shuffle here, you touch this line,
Yeah.
and then you shuffle that way. So that means you're literally going like that. So hold on a second, slow it down. The player's moving that way, and you can watch this in poor defenders.
Oh yeah.
They don't realize it. NBA guys right now don't realize it. Tick, 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 tick. The player's going that way. And boy, if they cross you, boom, now you're the other way. So I was taught to shuffle.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched a basketball game?
that's-
This is not, when does this,
You
when
never
does
want to
this
do
happen?
that. You never want to do
it's
that.
actually,
Step
so we're going
replace.
from 1 to 2, which is, it's a step.
Yep.
You're stepping, not shuffling. So now when I play basketball, all I have to do is think about every time I play, I'm holding a lower stance than the other guy.
Yep.
I'm in my stance better than the other guy. I'm stepping. Every time I do this, It's a
And
workout.
I literally think about it. Step, replace, step, replace.
So
Step,
how would you
replace.
drill? So we got the 1 minute hold.
1 minute
How would
hold.
you drill the step replace?
So the first thing is key. Let's just move to your left, my right, boom. All right, so you take a quarter of an inch step, all right? I want you to bring the foot back. I want you to always be in this position, right?
Yep.
So quarter, boom. We're just working quarter, boom. Quarter, boom.
Woo.
This is the second part.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, the second part of the actual stance.
Woo.
All right?
So how many in a drill?
would
So
do-
we're working on a quarter inch.
Yeah, quarter
I
inch.
like that. You're mastering your stance, and when he's saying step, that's the step. And when he's saying replace, it means you don't now come there.
Yeah.
So if you step an inch that way, you step an inch that way.
Because what I've realized over the years is you never want to have both feet out of the ground or off the ground. So by me taking smaller, quicker steps, it limits me being able to have both feet off the ground.
If you're in the air, oh, boom.
It's hard to transition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think those two are perfect to start with. I think we'll get to the next ones in the next video. I really think those two give you something that is giving you a direct advantage in your sport, but it's giving you something. My MJ theory is just like every time you play in the way to win, every time you play like this, that gets a little easier for you.
Yeah.
You ever get good? 12-year-old me, you were really good at push-ups. 12-year-old me, you were really good at pull-ups. 12-year-old me, your knees were weak as heck. Your lower body was weak. Every time I would have been doing this position would have gotten easier for me. So now when I play, because I put in that work, I know, okay, it's gonna be easier for me than the guy I'm playing against for me to hold this position.
Yeah.
And then, guess what that translates to? Your offense.
Yeah.
Let's throw some Kyrie Irving film up
It
right now.
all
His knees are,
yeah, so much
I mean,
layover, man.
if you look at the best movers, they're in this stance naturally.
Yeah.
And this is what Leonard figured out. I didn't have it naturally, but just because you don't have something naturally doesn't mean you can't improve it. Anything else you want to add to these, like in terms of just helping that younger version of yourself?
I would just
How did
say-
you come up with this?
It wasn't something I came up with. I just kept watching early in my career in college. I just kept watching defenders when they were in a position to win. And it was always here, right? So if I'm watching a basketball game and I see a guy getting, it's a critical point in the game and he has to play defense, he's touching the floor, he's coming down, and I'm like, golly, there's a lot of layover or, overlay to these different sports. I know third down is a big down for me in football. I'm locked in, right? And I used to go back and just watch all the top defenders and they would just get so low and their knees would be over their toes, slightly bent. I was like, it has to be something to it.
Yeah.
So
So to recap, the first drill, work on a minute the best you can.
a minute
The
working on your
second
stance.
drill, how many steps? We're working on the 1 inch step. How many
Yeah.
1 inch steps?
I
you
would
need?
say you have to do 30.
30.
30,
Like
quarter.
are we talking 15 each way?
I would say 30 one way.
Wow. And then
I
take a
used to
break and then
take
30
a
the other.
break, yep.
So there's your workout. You got 3 sets. Take a break between each one. Work on your minute. Work on your minute in your stance. That means the knee is over the toe. You're on the balls of your feet.
And we're just taking 30 steps.
And realize that if you are here, there's no bad human motion. The problem is when someone starts to go that way, you still have to turn in to push off. So this has you ready
Ready
to
to
push
go.
off.
Yeah.
So work your minute, take a minute break. 31 inch steps.
There you go.
Take a minute break. 31 inch steps the other way. Take a minute break. If you try this,
I'm telling
let
you.
us know how it goes. This is the first of many. We want to make your life easier. We want to make it, look, if everyone knew this data, the game would still be just as competitive as it is. Right now, it's going to give you a competitive advantage. Eventually, everyone might know it. But you know what? Not everyone works that hard. So don't be worried if someone knows this. They're probably not going to work. If you're watching this right now, ahead of the curve, you're probably a hard worker. You're going to get an advantage. But number 3 is this. I couldn't enjoy my sport in high school. I was having knee surgery. I was having chronic pain starting at age 12. 12 to 18, I look back, was just a nightmare in my life. Chronic knee pain all the time. And I assumed, I have bad knees or it's genetic or this or that. By the time I was 18, 19, I was told, you better never play basketball again.
Yeah.
Your knee will never fully bend again. Now I've got world-class knee ability. If I could have dunked in high school, you know how fun that would have been? I can dunk easily now. In high school, I wasn't close. 19-inch vertical, lowest on my team. Infamous 6-second 40-yard dash. I won't even tell you what my team nickname was. It was embarrassing. But the point is that I could have done better, and that's why we're making these. And I just could have had the joy of playing my sport without pain. That's what it's about. Are you going to make millions of dollars? That may happen for someone. But to be able to enjoy your sport. Leonard figures these things out. I was figuring out similar things on the exercise side. So Leonard was able to finish his career, the healthiest of his career. He was able to dunk a basketball for the first time in his life at the end of his career. He was able to retire healthy instead of now being on painkillers the rest of his life to play football. So I will quickly show you what I would have told that 12-year-old me who had knee pain, who was dreaming. I remember at night I would dream of dunking in high school. I didn't dream I'd be lying on an operating table about to get cut open. This is real life, and you can change it. I'll show you really fast. Okay, a simple $30 slant board. And if you think you can't do this, when I was 12, I thought, oh, I probably couldn't do that without pain. Drew will put the B-roll on the screen. You can put chairs next to you. Put chairs next to you, you could do something. You could do something. You can build up. Make this easier than push-ups. If you don't have a board, it just takes a little more balance, but get full range of motion for your knee. I was told, don't let my knee over my toe. Don't go all the way down. Had I kept listening to that advice, never would have experienced dunking. It's a joy no one can take away from me. I've been playing over 10 years without a setback for my knees. Make slant squats like push-up. Your knees can also grow and strengthen. Make it as easy as a push-up. And make pulling yourself with your legs as easy as a pull-up. I was so far from this when I started. It took me 2.5 years to do one. You can start at any level, and you don't need this to start. So 12-year-old me was a savage. You knew 12-year-old me?
Yeah.
I would have saved up. Yeah. This one's a few $100. 12-year-old me was already working the job, would have saved up. I was spending this much. But if you're not that much of a savage, and I'll retract that somewhat. 12-year-old me, my parents taught me well. I worked hard. I was able to work and keep the money. You might be out there in a family that you have to work just to help your family survive. So I promise you this is not personal. I'm very passionate about you being able to enjoy your sport. So Leonard will go like this. You could use a couch cushion and a friend. So Leonard's gonna go like this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna show, and you're just gonna fight down. So you're there. He's gonna fight down a Nordic. Let's look at Tyreek. What's his name? Tyreek Hill?
Yep.
Wow, nice. Can you go up?
Ow!
Oh. Nice.
There we go.
There's a lot of data on this exercise itself, but I'm just showing you that 12-year-old me didn't realize I could change the ability around my knees. So with the slant squat, which you don't need any equipment to start, it just takes more balance. That you can build the front of your knee, make it easier than a push-up. This, imagine if you would have started this when you were young.
Oh my God.
And done it like pull-ups the whole time. Because when we were in high school, I remember we would do pull-up contests. I did like 16, he busts out like 18 pull-ups. Imagine if that was as easy as a pull-up, how fast you'd run.
This is the secret. This is the secret.
But it's also, this is the secret.
Yeah.
To then, because this would have gone hand in hand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, there you go. We want you to be able to enjoy your sport. Leonard inspired me. I'll always be grateful. He's the first pro athlete to give me a chance. We have a really fun history together. This is the first of hundreds of videos we're going to do speaking to our younger self.
Got you. Yes,
Anything you want to say to the kid? What would you say to that younger Leonard
that
Johnson?
The young Leonard?
What would you say?
Oh, man.
He's standing right there.
You better get on board, and you better get access to what's going on. And I don't know how you're going to do it, but there's a will, there's a way. Get the information that you need to change your game.
Love it. Love it. Thanks, bro.
All right.
All right. Let us know if you use this stuff. Give us some feedback. Go easy on us. It's our day one shooting this. All right. Much love.